Hey class, this is a video for our constitutional law discussion. Here she's asking us to pick two of the six questions and talk about them. So I chose to start off with question number one, which asks if I'm an athletic director at a large public high school. A, the women's basketball coach approaches you and asks whether you will permit allowing fans a ticket discount if they present their church's weekly bulletin. Um, And then B, the football coach, who is heavily involved in his local church, would like to invite the minister from his parish to speak and pray with the team in the locker room before games. This asks what issues may be involved in making such decisions, what legal options may exist, and how would we proceed in making these decisions. So, for the first one, asking about allowing ticket discounts if they present a church's bulletin. I would have to say that as a public high school, we cannot do that. Um, and there actually is in the, I believe if I'm reading this correctly, in the establishment clause, it's basically prohibits the establishment of a church by the state as well as the endorsement or preference of a religion and coercion of religious practice. So basically, if you're accepting a, let me see, I think by accepting these bulletins, you're, as a state actor, you're endorsing their religion. You're endorsing, I guess, or um, establishing this church as, or these churches as, I guess, more so or more important than the next. Um, so that can kind of get tricky. So in all honesty, I would have to just say can't do that at all. And for the second one, football coach wants to invite his minister to pray with the team. Um, this can be done. I've had it at my high school done. We every game we had a member of. He wasn't an actual minister, but he was a member of FCA, which is Fellowship of Christian Athletics, and he would come to our locker room every week. He would come to our practices and stuff too, but he would come specifically on game day, the day a few hours before the game, and would come and just give us a little lesson, and he would pray with us real quickly. And the way my coach did that is by setting up an exact time every week of this person's going to come in and talk. And basically, if you want to come and listen, you can. It's not being forced upon the players. It's not being endorsed by the team. It's basically saying we have a guest speaker, and if you want to come, you can. It's not basically that you have to. So that's kind of the way you can kind of go around by doing that. Like I said, I've seen it done at my high school before. I think they still even do it today. Now, the second question I wanted to do is, I think, number three. Yeah, provide and discuss a recent example involving an athlete being disciplined for posting something on social media. What legal issues may be involved in such cases involving high school, college, or professional athletes? Um, and then this one, the example I chose was Jermaine Whitehead. I think it was 2018, yeah, 2019. So a couple years ago, a man named Jermaine Whitehead. He played for the Cleveland Browns. Had a rough game against the Denver Broncos in which there was a main play where he got absolutely ran over by a player for the Broncos as he scores a touchdown. And after the game, he received a very large amount of criticism for this game, for his performance, and he took to social media to basically backlash at the people giving him this grief, and he responded to a lot of people on Twitter saying just a lot of things. One of example, he responded to a person talking about his game, and he basically said like, I will kill you. Just certain things like that you can't say. You can't, especially on a pro level. I know on the pro level it is a lot more in tuned. I've seen shows like Hard Knocks where they actually have, some teams have a whole meeting in class where they all go through the legal issues and things that they can and cannot say on social media things they can and cannot do on social media. You can't promote certain things or against certain things. But in high school and in college, uh, my high school I know didn't really do this. In college, a little bit, where they basically give you a paper to sign and you just sign it, and it basically just says that you don't use any profanity or bad images against the university. And I know, like I said, in the pros, it's more laid out, more elaborate, and it's actually in their contracts now to where you are legally binded to act a certain way on social media. And the results of this actually ended up, he was actually waived the next day off of his contract. His contract was waived and he was released from the team. So I think, and in the legality issue of it, he didn't really have anything to go off of, because like I said, in his contract it says you can't act a certain way, and I'm sure in that contract it said you can't tell other fans that you will kill him. So can't do that. We got to cut you. And I think that's just what happened. And so if you're if you're an athlete on campus here, just be very careful. Be very careful what you post on social media, and go back and think about if you signed anything or went over anything about social media with your coaches or staff, and see where that goes. All right, have a good one.